this mess, I'm here for it. Make testimony from tests, Lord, I'm here for it. Wanna change my whole life, Lord, I'm here for it. Make me boldly rep Christ, Lord, I'm here for it. Say you want me all in, Lord, I'm here for it. Be more brown and thicker skin, Lord.
Welcome to another episode of Royal Hood. I am your host, Ludo Fresh, and I am joined by my lovely co-host, Kase Chungu. What's up? We're so glad you could join us. And this time we're going to switch things up a bit. And I'm not even going to waste any time. I'm going to go straight into the interview. I would introduce her and what she's done, but I know nothing. Kase brought her, right? You. So, who are you? I know nothing about this Vikacha. What are you doing with your life?
Wow. Okay. All right. I breathe. Thank you.
I need to know my name. So we're so glad that Vikacha could come back
Now Ludo
after
knows who she is.
a little bit of struggling with the door. Yeah. So anybody who actually saw Wycliffe's interview, right, saw him storm off of the interview. Very interesting. A lot of us wondered whether it was staged or not.
Like, I have no idea who you are, what you do, Wycliffe, who. What happens with your life?
I think I'm done being disrespected.
Who did you respect you?
So before I even ask questions, right, I want to take notes. What questions shouldn't we ask you? What questions do you hate being asked in an interview?
The who are you question.
Hmm.
Like, who are you? I mean, when you are calling me, you thought you're calling home.
That's true though.
Like, how do you have a stranger in your home and comfortable, you're seated, you have your laptop there and you're like, who are you? No, who are you? Yeah. I think that question, no.
I think you should start asking them back.
Yeah.
Like, no, who are you?
Who are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I hate. Let me not use the word
hate.
hate. I dislike that
That question. Yeah.
because what I know is that people, before they call someone on a podcast or interview, whether TV or radio, you do some research.
Yeah.
I know the question is kind of not to mean what's your name, but to talk about the whole you in that particular, bracket where you belong. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So for all of you who are not familiar with Vikacha's face, she is one of our local comedians. I have seen her doing stand-up, or if you follow her page, which is Vikacha on Facebook, which I do, she does a lot of comedy skits with a lot of also our local comedians, right? I first saw you perform, I don't know what they used to call those. Was it Laugh Out Loud? Did you used to go for those?
Laugh Out Loud.
Because I know they used to be with because I'd always come through and support the team when there was a Kapemba and
Yes,
Kesta,
Kesta.
and then I saw you on stage and I was like, okay, because first of all, it hasn't been so common seeing females like dominating, but it's nice to see people stepping up.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
nice.
So maybe you can tell us like what your journey has felt like, especially being a female surrounded by males. Yeah, what's that been like? Like, because in the creative industry, wherever it is, we get into a room and we're few.
Minimized.
Yep. So what does that feel like? How does navigating being in the industry and making them know that you deserve your spot? Yeah. What does that feel like? How does that work?
Well, I think now it feels good. It feels great. I feel nice when I look back and I know that I never gave up. I never took off my gloves. When I was starting, that statement in itself that it's a male-dominated industry. It was hard, and what made it easy was the guys that were surrounding me were treating me as their own little sister who needed to be nurtured into this comedy journey. But for the people who were coming to the show, or some who made excuses to say, I can't come to the show. I remember going for a radio interview at Hot. Then, the call-in session, some man called and asked, the lady who is speaking, is she performing as well? Then, the question was answered, yes, she's the only female who is going to be performing tonight. Like, I wanted to come, but I won't come.
Really?
Female, yes, female can't make me laugh.
How did that make you feel?
I felt so demeaned. I
Mm.
felt bad, you know, like, okay, so this person is representing the many people out there who don't believe in a female like me,
Yeah.
that I can go on stage and, you know, crack jokes. So I just told him, say, it's fine, sir, don't come. You're just you. So you're not that much of a loss. It's clear that your problems are bigger than me. So, yeah.
I think maybe he was trying to send a hidden message, like only men make him laugh.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something there that we
Like
don't
it,
get.
or maybe
You
there's-
should have been happy to see a female stand up. At
Yeah,
least there'll
yeah.
be a woman. I'm gonna see what she's bringing to the
No, that
table.
one's a questionable
Yeah,
one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
I
yeah.
didn't even think about like humor could be structured in that way, where you could look at it like funny can only come from a
This
male.
side.
You know?
Funny cannot come from a female. Like,
Yeah.
that's a weird way of looking at
That was a
laughter.
very weird way of looking at it, you know, and you're being told to say, you belong to the kitchen. Or maybe, oh, I see, I know Zambian women. She has failed to find a man to marry her. I was young that time. I'm like, man, I'm young. Where did you hear? I was busy looking for a husband.
Right.
Like, I'm still a student, you know. But that didn't make me give up. I told myself, I am performing tonight. And the show was the very night.
Ooh, what a moral, like what a dump on your
Yeah, like
esteem. You know what I mean?
Who goes through life just spewing nonsense like that?
No,
And then
he
you
was
begin
staying.
to ask yourself questions to say, is my set okay?
Yeah, is it going to be
it's
good
like-
enough?
Is it
Yeah.
what if this man now decides to come and the set is not all that good, and he'll be like, I called, you remember me? Yeah, this is exactly what I meant.
Yeah.
But anyway, it went well.
Mhm.
Then tried again, it went well. I've had like, I think two performances that were not it. And I remember K-Star giving me a hug and told me, man, this is what we go through. Don't look at Kapembwa.
Cool guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, the Trevor Noahs, and they also have a bad day. So this is like you at your office at work and having a bad day, just like a manager at work having a bad day.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great advice.
Yeah.
That is really, and that should have been like really uplifting.
Yeah, it
After
was.
like going through such a traumatic thing, and then someone comes, and especially someone who is in his space and tells you to say, look, just keep going.
Yeah.
Because I watch a lot of stand-up comics, but mostly international ones. But I do listen to the local artists as well. Can I just ask, like, is there a point, like, when you look back, when Vikacha is young, do you remember a point when you intentionally made people laugh? Like, where you wanted to make them laugh. It wasn't like you just sleeping off on a banana peel. You just wanted to say, can I make this person laugh? Do you remember any of those
Yeah, I
times?
think I had such moments. I think what contributed was I was growing up with my grandma, aunties and uncles. Then aunties got married, left. So I remained with grandma and uncles. These were funny human beings.
Wow.
I was staying with, you know, like they would do crazy stuff around the house, even outside. Like they were the talk of each and every school grandma would be transferred to.
Wow.
You know, but like, the sons to Mrs. Litongola, they don't listen. So I think they didn't know that they were actually grooming this little girl into becoming what they haven't become themselves.
Nice.
So through that, even me, I would equally have my own moments where I've done something and I'm like, they laughed, yeah.
Wow. That's great. That's
So you're
nice.
kind of like trying to recreate the feeling they gave you. Like,
Yes.
I want to do this too.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect, man.
Okay, so today what we're going to do is we're going to go through some like social commentary, looking at things that are happening, and we're going to be doing this once in a while with a guest and just chopping things up. But before that, we're going to start with things that weren't okay when we were young, but we laughed anyway, okay? And Joe are both going to tell me whether these things relate to you. So number one, before I even come in, because me, I feel like someone with a child, this is very close to me. Calling someone from the other room to bring the remote control.
Okay.
Who has gone through this one?
No, let Vikacha go through it. She just told us that she grew up around her uncles. Tell us, how was it?
Okay, for me, it wasn't even a remote. It was that time. I mean, that time, my grandma never had a TV. So it was just like, you know, something very near. It's a pot. Like, grandma, you can get it. It's there. So wherever you are, pass me that pot.
Wow.
Ow, ow. Yeah, so it wasn't a remote. That now looking back, I laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, my mother. So what would happen? She would like literally, just like Vikacha's put it, she would like want something right next to her, and you could be say sitting maybe just there, and she'd be like, "Iwe." So now I've got like 4 brothers, no 3 brothers. So now she'd start trying to recall who she's calling. So she'd be like Kapengwe, and then I just see it as like it's not me. So I quickly just start getting up. By the time I'm getting to the door, then she'd have caught the name. Kase! Yes, so,
You all have K's, so it's confusing.
yeah, it's so hard to just get to Kase to take a while. But I went through that. Like, that's part of being African.
Yeah.
I want to say, and I feel like this is a very deep moment, so let me look in the camera with someone who has a child. You just don't know the joys of calling that short person and telling them to give you what's right next to you. I feel so fulfilled. May I just say, calling her from the other room doesn't happen, but if she's there, no. Actually, last time, and I remember it was so funny, I called her, she was in the sitting room. I was like, my gosh, she came. And then I was like, close the door. And then she's like, what? As she's closing the door, I'm like, homegirl, you're 3 years old.
What were you doing? That was so important.
So important,
Couldn't
Bluey.
close my door.
And the thing is that these ones are not like
No,
us.
they are
No.
not.
Yeah, no, they know
not.
they're right.
So obedient, like you'll be upset inside, and then you just
Yeah.
get whatever you've been sent to
True.
pass to your mother.
Very
or
true.
Yeah.
like these ones will be like,
It's like, just get it.
there.
But I think that's also the beauty of it, like parenting now, is like you get to allow them to be themselves, even as you're like parenting and correcting them. Like certain moments like that, like I wasn't about to shout her. I laughed because it was so funny, like her aggression for a 3-year-old.
You see a little of the old you
Yeah.
in her. You're like, this is how I wanted to behave.
And I guess it let me know, like, next time, Mama, if you leave the door open, you close it.
Yeah.
I was like, I got the message.
Clear.
The message. And then next one is, guys, unclear beatings. Like, I was never beaten and really didn't know why.
For no reason.
No, the reason is there. They just don't tell you. I have one which, guys, to date doesn't make sense. But do you have anyone that you can actually?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you remember what happened?
So many occasions, guys, like so many. So this other time, I was I don't like onion when it's not well cooked. Yes. So grandma prepared carpenter. And we were supposed to go to church. So when I was eating, I was doing, onion out. Onion out. So, I was overjoyed. I'm like, she hasn't seen me doing this nonsense. Grandma was waiting for me to be full, get then she's going to
Do her
unleash
thing.
the grandma in her. She told me, and the thing is that I obeyed. She told me, you're done eating. I'm like, yeah, I'm full. Okay, the onions that you were throwing now, they are down. Village setup, because she was a teacher in the rurals.
Okay.
So the kitchen is the other hut,
Oh, yes,
and then
yes,
there's the
yes.
main house.
Yeah.
And in that hut, it's not cement.
It's just the floor.
Yeah,
Just
it's
the
just
ground.
the ground there. I looked at the floor.
So that's where you're throwing
That's why you were putting them. Oh, you should have seen into the future.
Should have.
This man is always preaching about hygiene, so I should pick. She said, eat. I said, I obeyed because I knew what was coming. I ate. I obeyed.
But still.
Why are you beating me? Then I want to cry. She says, if you cry, I'll beat you.
I've got those as well. Like,
I'm not crying. Oh, you're not crying.
Yes.
So the beating is not enough. I'm like,
it's so confusing.
You actually overstepped into the. If you don't cry, I'll give you something to cry about.
I'll give you something to cry about. And then I'm like, okay, cool, let me cry. Whatever. I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? And then you're there looking at her. You're just looking at her, but
now you're challenging her.
Yeah,
looking at her.
like, this woman, is she really my mother's mother? Like, you're just quiet looking at her. Why are you looking at me?
That one also gets
Hey,
me beating.
Jacqueline, bring the. No, reasons whatsoever. She just wanted to beat someone. Like, okay, cool, it's fine. I'm here.
I
beat
think
me.
they were just things she was going through from 1990,
Right.
1970 something. You know, she was just like trying to process it. But the one that I have,
Uh-huh.
Aish, my dad. Hey, so this one time. I hope I don't get in trouble. I know Dad doesn't usually watch this.
Okay.
Nobody share the clip with him because we do.
You get the beating.
So, there was an aunt, actually like kind of like a grand aunt. So growing up in Botswana meant we had a lot of family that wasn't family.
Okay.
So the lady who named me, right, is called Maumpile, and I loved her completely. Like to date, you know, like we still, oh my granddaughter, how are you? Like we call each other. So now she came over, and she's from there. And she was like, oh, I've forgotten my keys. And I was a little kid. So I just laughed like, she's forgotten her car keys. No, she misplaced her car keys. She's misplaced her car keys. How's she going to go home? You know? And I left it off with that finished to me. Just come and feel slapped. And it was very rare that my dad beat me. I was like, what's going on? Why? And it's only my brother who explained later to me, like, no, maybe thought you were making fun of her. But I was like,
Wow.
I was really like,
Wow.
I was just in the
oh,
moment.
you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
just-
And
was
like
just
it
funny.
should have been, and I'm pretty sure she wasn't even stressed. Like
Mm.
it's them who got stressed on her behalf. So like to date, I'm like, what was it? My tone? And I was
What
like,
did I do?
No, I can get those. For me, I don't think I can recall one, but I feel like maybe I was just forgetful as a kid.
were you
So-
beaten first of all?
Oh,
Because you don't look like
that's
you're
not a
beaten.
question.
No,
I was
this
walloped.
one,
He looks like it.
You can tell, eh?
Yes,
It
yes.
shows.
You can see the mark somewhere.
It shows. Eh? I think I got some beatings. I remember one. It was delivered to both my sister and I. So I can't really remember what.
This
we
is the
did.
delivery. It was
It was
delivered.
delivered. And she just watched us. I was like, okay. Around 16, she calls us into the room. And she just closes the door. And I knew. I was like, yeah,
It's over.
this is it.
This is it.
Me and my sister had to bundle up in the corner
Oh.
and be alternating. This one gets it.
You were sacrificing each other.
Yeah, this is yours.
It's like, I really don't know what we did, but
It's
get
been
some. I
Now you don't know what you did.
can't remember. But I know
You
we
never asked.
obviously did something.
You never asked.
I don't even think I asked. But I was a very naughty child growing
Yeah.
up, so I probably deserved it.
Yeah, I mean, these things are always there where they beat you and then they don't tell you what you did, and then they'll be like, you should repeat it.
And then you're like,
what?
Like, what did I do?
Tell me my sin.
I think the aim was to have you in so much fear that you just
That
want
you
to do
don't
almost
do.
nothing.
Exactly.
If you're not just breathing, stay still. Stay
Why
put.
are you breathing?
The one Vikacha brought up about, why are you looking at me? For me, it was, talk to me. Look at me when I'm talking to you. Then they're
Then you
talking,
look.
then like, why are you looking at me? It's like, what do I do with my eyes now?
I think
Down, look at you.
I think we can all agree that African parents have a short memory span. Like,
Yeah.
do you remember what you just said?
You said I should look at
10 seconds
Now
ago.
I'm looking at you.
Then you're like, why? It's like, hey, let's see.
And
Hmm.
the where you have your portion of food,
Mm-hmm.
and then visitors come over.
Hmm.
All of a sudden, it's divided by 5. My
Divided
mom
by-
used to say her dad told her the only thing that can be shared is a piece of clothing.
Wow.
Mm. That's a
So,
good one.
Okay.
Did you ever have to hide your food? Because me, I think I still do that as an African. Like if I'm eating. Hey.
What was that,
Vikacha
see?
said she's coming over. Oh.
Move the plate.
Oh, I think when I was growing up, grandma was that type of a person who would force someone to join us eat. You know, like, oh,
That's a very grandma trait.
yes. In Eastern Province, there is a phrase we use when somebody comes while you're eating. Like, oh, don't worry me.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
"Oh, okay,
Mhm.
come join us. This person's like, no, I'm okay. No, come join us. And I'm like, this person is
I said
okay.
no.
They refused.
They refused 5 times. This person says, it's like I will offend you. Let me just, one dog or two dogs.
And then they end up
we are finishing with this person, you know. So we knew every time someone comes, be like, even if I hide, grandma would just say, that food we were hiding, bring it out.
Your grandma
and share."
seems like she was very observant. Eh?
She was very, from my mom's side.
Mm.
She was, and she's still there. She was really, and she taught us this thing for share, even if it's just a little share. But right now that I'm grown, I know my friends are going to watch this, but yeah.
You don't share?
Even in his own house, when I go to Enoch's house or Teresa's house, their own food, I'll hide it so that they think it's just a little. When they go to bath or whatever they are doing,
Then you
I go back and eat like his own food. No, like, I thought it was a lot. I'm like, but you know me, it's how it is. When you're cooking it, it
hey, it looks a lot, but it's changed.
when you go, and then it's that thing where when you're chewing, Mama, what are you chewing? Because he likes calling me Mama. I'm like, Mama, what are you chewing? I'm not chewing anything. I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm not
Gaslighting him over means.
Wow.
Yeah.
No. For me, okay, no, mom was a big sharer. Like to a point where I hated it. Like you had to come to terms with it. Even when she would cook, whatever, like she would pakula the nshima, the relish to just be in the pot. To this day, when we cook at home, just leave everything in the pot. So, no, I didn't get that one though. That one, I just didn't see it with her.
All I know is that when I have enough money, there should be a long gate before the gate, before the gate. By the time you reach the other gate, we'll have known and we'll have finished eating.
No, if you have that type of money or 3 gates, you have enough food for us. We're coming.
That's another point.
Yeah. 3 gates were coming.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I mean, the Boma Nusambo has 3 gates.
Oh,
There's the
really?
first gate here at the roadside. Like, this is Boma's house. If there's a hot tarmac, you'll find another gate. Then you'll find now
Another
another
gate.
gate going
that
into
man
his.
knows how to live, eh?
By the time you call him and say,
I'm at the gate.
Gates. He's like, which one?
Which one?
Which
Or
gate?
if first he says at the gate, by the time they get to the 3rd gate, he's already in the ceiling.
Yama. Okay.
Strategic.
Some of us, you just say, I'm at the door. Yeah, we'll get to that level.
Yeah, I'll get to that level.
Okay.
So, there's a story. I don't even actually want to talk about it. I want to talk about how it made me feel when I saw it. Because when celebrities are going through things, right, I don't like exposing it like, oh, what this person, because I feel like you're reinforcing what they went through, right? I also find it a bit weird. I always want to ask y'all when I meet y'all, don't you guys have each other's numbers? Go to Facebook. Dear Enoch, I am so heartbroken about what's happening to you. Homeboy, you could have called me. That could have been a phone call.
Yeah.
But also, like, Zambia is very unforgiving. You know, like sometimes I say some of us who've been hidden for longer, you're like, thank God, because I had time to like gather my life, right? I can't imagine having stumbled through a lot of things while everyone was watching. So why can't we forgive people? Why can't we let them move on from their ex? Why do we hold them to, whatever's going on? And then who has the power, right? So what do you feel like? And I feel I'm asking this more as, what would you tell the next person? Because I feel some of them hold on so much to their identity of what the past is, right? And you won't see this sometimes online, but you'll see it when you talk to them. You see they'll be like, no, everyone connects me to this, everyone connects me to this. But somehow even the things that they post or whatever kind of bring you back to their memories, right? So you can tell this person has held on to it. So what do you feel like is like the word you would say to like how people can be bouncing back from whatever it is? Because the truth is, Zambians will stay Zambians.
Zambians will stay Zambians.
We will Zambia.
Stay Africans. Because, I mean, it doesn't happen only in Zambia.
True.
In other countries.
Yeah.
Not so sure about Kuchalo, Kupinam. Yeah, I mean, the people in the diaspora have been giving us an indication that even Kuchalo, people still hold on to,
Hold on to your past.
Hold on to your past. It's like, it's a thing whereby I don't know how I can put it, but forgiving is the word. Like, forgive people and let's move on. And most of the times, these people who come for us to remind us about our past, they have worse past. But it's because they are not there on social media.
Yeah.
And this is where today in the morning, I watched something on TikTok. I think this guy is South African, but later on, he started using their language, but I understood what he was talking about. He said, when you capture a picture, whether it's you on the picture, it's your dog, it's whatsoever, if it's a video, whatsoever you've captured, which is in your phone, look at it even 100 times. Watch it, look at it, zoom in, zoom out, check it, then sit and think. Say, should I post?
What will I feel like 10 years from now if I see this photo?
Should I post? Okay, if I wasn't the one who captured and this person wants to post,
Would I be okay?
would I tell them go ahead and post?
Yeah.
And it was like, look at it and think, should I post? He repeated those words, and then I sat. I'm like, yeah, I think yes. It's important to think about these things and be like, should I post? If I post, yes, I'm going to get these reactions. People are going to praise me, to say, yes, well done, well done. But the same people, the ones who are glorifying you, are going to come back to crucify you.
Yes.
So I think we need to train ourselves in the sense that whatever we capture, the same way we do with our content, we're always looking for the punchline to say, no, I don't like this, let me reshoot. That's the same way we should also be doing it when it concerns our personal lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Do you have any content that you've put out there and you're like, I don't like the way this is going, but then it just blows
Blows up.
like it just becomes a thing?
I'm not sure.
Not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Did you have because I remember when we started out as Bittersweet, right? One of the first thing management did, and by then we had 2 managers, is they sat us down. I'll always be grateful for this sit down. They told us, whoever you're going to decide to be dating, don't post that on social media. You keep changing people and it will look a certain way.
Yeah.
I remember they were telling us, be mindful, everything that's going, and that was really early. That was like from your 2011, 2011, it was a sensitive time for people were just starting, we were saying anything. I remember 2009, I was posting almost anything, but now we're being groomed. We're like, don't just post anything. Things can happen here. We can clown and we can what? Don't expose people to certain things about yourself. And I always appreciated it. And I remember even one time when I bumped into K-Smash, he told me, he was just looking at a picture and he said, all these women with beer just looks tacky. You know how like you're drinking, maybe you've gone out to a club, and there's just like beer bottles all over the table, and you're like, click,
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I never actually thought about it. And because of his statement, every time we're out, we'd be like, nah, new angle, and we're like, no beer. And I'm just imagining like an employer or maybe, I don't know, a kid something once like, oh, Vikacha, I want you to sponsor. Then they're like, this is what the kids should be looking when they go through her page. So did you ever have like a team or management that just sat you down? Forget the money part and just said, oh, this is what we want you to do and not do.
Well, not really a team of management, but friends. Because whenever we're around each other, we talk about real things. Did you say this video? What's your take? Well, looks like it's content. It doesn't look like content. And then serious conversations now kick in where you're telling yourself to say, we have to be mindful of what we post.
True.
Truth is, the way we look at each other like this, it's very simple. I mean, this is Ludo, this is Vikacha, this is. But the thing is, a person out there, they're seeing this whole big thing as Vikacha, as a brand, and you're also looking for business and not just people to follow you, to praise you when they meet you outside there, because you need to sustain yourself from these things that you're doing. So if you're not protecting your brand, if you're not guarding your brand jealously, then it's going to come back for you, and you will see how much of a loss of the wasted years you put in to create who you've created now. I have a friend, Bush, who's always telling me to say, look, if you have an event and you're broke, call me and tell me to say, I want to get a certain type of blazer or suit that I want to wear for this event, because you are going there as a brand. So I want these people to take you seriously. Not that you should go there and just be grooming. for people to take you serious. But the way you appear, how
Yeah.
everything you're going to say, people are going to believe because of how you've appeared.
Yes.
But now again, you can appear well, but the moment you insult, even the suit is already out of your body.
Yeah.
So yeah, these are conversations I normally have with my people around me, and not really management.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like that's like been very key for me, sitting around those rooms and just listening, because you find having worked also in marketing, because I've done a lot of things behind the scenes. What I'd always see is what would make them pick. You know,
Yes.
we're sitting and we're trying to find an influencer, and the things that would tick the sponsors off would be things you wouldn't even think of. Like, no, I don't like this guy, he's rude. No, I don't like this guy. And everyone's doing it for swag. I always say, whenever I talk to influencers, like, cussing, overexposing your social life, all right, it looks cool. But then at the end of the day, there's only a certain type of people who will sponsor. Banks don't want to mess with you. You know what I mean? Because your brand looks tacky, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
And I think that's something people need to learn more of.
Yeah.
You know? So even recently when you shared a post where you were like talking about people being mindful of their content, because they say when someone copies what you do, you can't be mad because you're an influencer.
Yes. So
Yeah.
you're influencing them. Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel that's really important. And I
Yeah.
was glad that you were sharing that, because we did have a whole podcast
yeah.
episode
Oh.
where we talked about the responsibilities
Then.
of the influencer.
Right, yes, because I mean there are kids on social media. There are different types of people on social media. The naive, the people who just love us, the young ones who are just back from school and they are looking for what they can do. I've had a few younger ones who have come to me. Oh, I just got done with school. I want to start creating content, so I want you to teach me how to create content. I'm like, what do you want to be talking about? That's the first start.
Yeah.
You have a phone, you have it has a camera. I don't use, big cameras. I use my phone.
Okay.
So now what do you want to be talking about? Like, I haven't thought about it really. I'm like, let me check what you do on your TikTok. You go there, you find there 2-3 videos, and the girl was twerking. Yeah, I'm like, oh, okay. So now I tell myself, this is I think an appointed time by the man above, to talk to this young girl and show them the way. So if I'm just posting anything, meaning what I'm saying, what I'm telling them, and what I post does not marry. So I have to be mindful also of what I post. Of course, there are a lot of things I can post on social media. I have pictures where I'm at the swimming pool. I have pictures where, I'm at some places, and at the swimming pool, you can't go with a suit. You go with a swimsuit.
Yeah. Show some skin.
No, these ones are for my inbox, and no,
Yeah.
this one, no. I remember Helen asking me to say, these pictures we have in bikinis, should I put them on my story? I said, no. Let me wear something on top. We capture again, then you can
post
yeah,
those.
you can post.
Wow, you got really good friends that keep you.
Yes, and it's important. You have
Yeah.
to make sure that your friends know your brand, know who you are, and know what you advocate for. Because being a comedian, a content creator, you are an advocate.
Yes.
So is it positive change or negative change?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. That's a
Yeah.
nice one. Can I ask, just like they say, comedy, laughter is medicine, eh? So if that's true, like, what do you feel like your comedy is trying to heal? Like, what are you trying to fix?
So what are you trying to fix?
Like,
What kind
just-
of a doctor are you?
Yeah, like just for you, essentially.
Yeah.
Like when you make the content, like, is there something that we cannot see yet that Vikacha is trying to communicate underneath all the laughter that we're enjoying?
Yeah. So when I'm creating my content, I'm seated there writing. There's always something that I want people to pick. I don't know if you've seen my content where I'm this blue dress.
Yes, the Dorcas sister. Yeah, I saw that.
The Dorcas fit. So for me, it's that kind of a thing where I can't go a flyover bridge and be telling people, say, go back home. I feel like since people are spending so much time on social media, Facebook and TikTok, let me put that in skits, posts, and then people will laugh.
Nice.
But tomorrow they'll come back and watch. They'll be like, Yeah, right. Right. I think you know what, Vikacha? Yes, this is too much. Sometimes people tag me in videos, in pictures. Vikacha, there is work to do here.
Mhm.
Why were people twerking like this? And you know, and I'm like,
Yeah.
yes, I'm making an impact, you know.
Exactly.
I've met mothers who tell me that, you know, these days it's hard to dress my kid, to prepare my kid to go to church or somewhere or to a party. They'll be like, "How meet Dorcas?" And she'll beat me if she sees me in a bum short. And
Nice.
you know, I'm
Nice.
like, oh, okay. So one, the kid is scared that if she meets me, I'm going to beat them
Yeah.
for wearing a bum short. But
Yeah.
also, why is she guilty? She knows
Yeah,
that.
it's
It's
starting to
not
sink
right.
in.
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay, this is not right. I'm like, no, you should teach the child that she's just a child. She can put on that. And then this other one corrected me, said, no, Dorcas, you know that thing when they say they grow up with it? Yeah, so I think it was okay for my child to refuse. So you're doing an amazing job. I said, oh, okay.
Great.
Wow.
Mm.
That's
So even me, my own content is teaching me, it's reminding me
Exactly.
how I'm supposed to behave out there.
I thought it was just a joke when you were posting because I saw how you posted all those nurses with like really long outfits.
Yeah, you know.
So like,
Both
like
ways.
you're doing well. Like they
Mm.
were those real nurses outfits, by the way,
Yeah, but they're not real, but student nurses.
the student nurses.
Yes.
I was like, I haven't seen them that long.
No,
that happens.
actually, I hear they're not supposed to be that long because
okay.
when there's an emergency,
Oh,
it's
they have
going
to run, huh?
Yes, so yeah.
Is that why the skates are that short?
But they're not supposed to be
I
that
thought it
no,
was
they're
a
too short.
fashion
Well.
choice. But they exaggerate them sometimes.
Yes, there
like
is some sort
sometimes
of-
they are exaggerated.
Because
Yeah.
there's a patient who doesn't want medicine for
Wants
healing,
a
who
different-
wants maybe.
What's a different medicine? Oh, that works.
Okay, so another thing I wanted to talk about
Mm.
is he's a prophet, right? Prophet Kakande. Did you see the video about
Oh,
I think her
Kakanda
name is
Ministries.
her name is Chama, who went through to represent
Oh,
represent
my name
Zambia.
Is it Grace Chama? What's her name? But there's
Something
Chama.
Ivy?
Chama.
No?
Ivy Chama.
It was Ivy.
Okay,
I didn't know. I feel
something
like it was
Chama.
Ivy.
No.
No,
No, it was
but
Chama
Chama
for
was
sure.
there.
Yeah.
Chama was there.
Chama was definitely
What
there.
name is Chama?
Bemba.
Oh, your sister.
She's
No,
ours. No, we claim
no.
her. No. It's on brand.
no.
We are people also.
She represents
Eh.
people.
I'm just trying to say I don't recognize her, but
Your
we love
sister
her
here.
as a child of God.
I'm a child of God.
So, yeah, they apparently they do these. You come together for this, whether it's a conference, and the country goes. So we had them repping the Zambian flag. A whole bunch of them, different countries also representing, and
Like a football match, the World Cup
Yeah.
of ministry.
I mean, everyone was there.
Everyone was there. But the question
Or like in their
Like Chama's whole story was just unfolding.
or everyone who was connected to each and every piece of her story was
there.
around.
interesting.
Interesting.
Well,
right?
maybe he just travels with all like the women from the past, because there was the first woman.
Second woman.
Well, I don't even know who's the first, because that one were in grade 1 together.
Yeah, child.
That was now
I think
grade 9. The first one who he dated, this one who he was with, who he wanted to marry, and then the next one who just got pregnant, who had just been pregnant.
Okay.
The one who wanted to marry him, they have a child, and
So how many are these people? What's
the
the
three
number?
ladies,
3 ladies.
and then there was her, and then there was a man who looked like her ex-boyfriend, and allegedly
He just
So this is
looks
like
like,
just
5
looked.
people.
He just looked. The man came as an
the one.
example.
but just looks like.
My name is Ivy Chama, coming from Zambia. Man of God, help me. I'm coming with my fiancé here. So I want a confirmation from you.
This man is still with the other woman and they already have an issue of the pregnancy.
Last year, she was asking for a child. And right now, she's pregnant of my pregnancy.
Why don't you leave him to marry the other woman and you remain with the child and get your own husband?
No. No, man of God, you can change our story.
Before this woman, I had this one. She was my girlfriend. And then this woman came in between us. And I had no peace.
What do you guys think? As the ladies, it's the majority part. What do you think? What's the issue here? Mm,
Okay. Hey,
mm,
these things that are spiritual. Yeah. I'm thinking maybe because, Kakanda is a spiritual man, so he just
mm.
does a abracadabra.
Yeah, I think there was a portal.
is
I actually
allowed.
I thought so. They didn't travel together, guys.
No, but
He
the
was
first-
calling them, and they were stepping through the portal.
I think confusion would be what you get. Because imagine I'm seated here, and then one of my exes is somewhere in his
Wow.
church, and boom, I'm just walking to that song they're singing. That's scary. Yeah, you get
like-
confused. You're like,
There used to be
what's
a
going
show
on?
I'd watch, X on the Beach, and
Mm,
it's real. I feel like it's the epitome of. I don't
maybe-
want to say. I don't want to say. Can I get in trouble for saying? But anyway, I wanted to say something bad
Mm.
about the show. But let's move on. Before I was saved, I used to watch X on the Beach. Every time a relationship was brewing, going well, they would be like this. And I think the worst, the longest time a relationship did well was 2 weeks. The relationship is going good, but this is X on the beach. So they bring your ex.
Oh,
And then
I
when
think I've
that
seen
and then when that starts going well, they bring another ex.
They
I
bring
think I've
another
seen-
ex.
That was what happened. What we watched an episode of
Yeah,
X.
I think even the show that comes on Zambezi Magic, is it Kachinga or Medad?
Mm.
I think you're thinking of
Love
Love Back.
Yes, love back.
Mm.
You want to bring this person back into your life, and then from nowhere, this person is
Just
there.
appears.
The person. How did you know that I was going to talk about cat?
Ah, yeah, that's
Yeah.
fit
No,
to
but
it.
like Love Back, Love
It's
Back.
staged.
No, Love Back is not. Love Back works because like
Uh-huh.
you come and tell me
Uh-huh.
that you want your ex back.
Uh-huh.
So what happens is we don't
Mm.
tell that person.
We don't tell the ex.
We don't tell the ex that
That
Gase
this
wants
per-
to talk to her.
Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking to say.
So when we interview, then you
You-
just come. Like
you
we've got a
just come.
surprise. Hey.
Ouch.
I'm thinking maybe the man
the
of
already
God
on
doesn't also tell these people that.
Oh.
Yes,
I'm bringing
it's a love
you.
back.
You're the one
kind
who knows the
You
code.
foiled his plan. That's a TV show. It's a reality show. She's playing the wrong game.
No, but again, it's
Mm.
spiritual things. You might.
You might be teleporting them, right?
Yeah, and the thing is that these people, they don't look shocked when this person.
Yeah. They don't. Even the main lady.
Sometimes I can get shocked.
The main lady didn't look
like,
shocked.
Yeah, she just kept on saying, "Man of God, please
Pray for me.
marriage." No, but man of God, yes, that's change my story. Chama, change your own story. Man of God is telling you, run, this man is not good for you. Yeah, insisting, no, just pray for me. This man is good for me.
Chama's taking away.
I've seen it all.
I think he has, right? You've seen it all.
And I'm like, okay, Chama, why did you go with the Zambian scarf?
Hey,
You could have left it.
you could have
Fine.
leave us out of it.
You could have said, my name is Chama and I'm from Africa.
She could have had the map of Africa in her hands. So no one needed to pinpoint.
I think
Oh,
that the other
oh my
Africans like we
God.
don't do that here.
So anyway, yeah, great story.
No, it works for Chama, I guess.
I wanted to sign out by making this the last topic, which is the topic on I've never really shouted out Margaret Chola, which is like the grandma who went famous for being the Z icon. I don't know if you've seen her.
Oh, this model.
Yes, that one who's just
That
always
bougied
on.
up
So
woman,
neat.
that one.
Like
Woman's got
shout out
swag.
also to her stylist who's been doing a great job.
Yeah,
Great job. I
Yeah.
feel like I wish I was cool enough with my grandma to have styled her and made her look on fleek. However, I know you had recently posted losing your grandma, and you did a lot of humorous posts.
Yeah.
How comedians grieve has always been interesting. But one, did you get in trouble
No.
for any of that? No.
No. I would actually, talk about it in the house with my dad when.
So this was your dad's mom.
Yes,
Oh,
my,
okay.
my dad's mom, and I would make fun of I make fun of him like new orphan in town, double orphan, double orphan in town, like he would. I never got in trouble, and I think my family appreciated the fact that I did some content with grandma, so we have those memories.
Oh,
Yes,
wow.
because when she passed, almost everybody was calling, say, send me that video, send me that video. So
Wow.
it's like her memories are kept fresh through
The content.
that we created together. She used to tell me a lot of stories of her being an actress. And nimachita za drama kumunzini. I've been doing these things for some time. Whenever there is a traditional wedding, marriage, we would go there and teach the bride and groom, but dramatize it.
Really?
Yes, so I would act as the mother-in-law.
That's interesting.
This is very nice.
Yeah, so when she told me that, I said, then can we be doing skits together?
Oh, so she told you this whilst you're already creating your own content.
Because I would show her things. She said, and before she visited, she said, people in the village who have phones would show her my videos to say,
wow.
And then grandma be like, she's for you.
Yeah.
So when she came, she told me that, and she also reminded me to say, even your father, when he was in school, he belonged to a drama club. So these things, I think,
you come from a long line of artistic work, eh?
Okay, cool.
Nice. Yeah.
We'll do stuff together. Even that video where I pranked, I'm like, no, grandma, there is a job I found. But they want me to take a video with someone I live with. And you're the only person around. So my boss wants to say. And I said, foot up a little bit. We start. And then I started accusing her of things she's never done. I told her, stay put. Composed. Don't move, because if you move, the boss is not going to believe me. So each and every story I'm going to tell on camera, you have to make it believable. Because I need this job. If I don't get this job, grandma, I'll blame you my entire life. She said, okay. She was just there quiet. I'm like, grandma was a thief. She stole goats and she went to prison. When Kakanda was present, she was, but she was like, until I said, then she was sent back to the prayer. I said, you know what? Enough is enough. She stood.
Oh. Wow.
So I had my time with grandma, and I never grew up with her. I grew up with grandma from mom's side. So spending time with grandma from dad's side, for me it was like, digging God. Yes, let's have this moment.
That's great.
Nice.
Yeah, it was really nice, mourning her in such a way.
That's great. No.
Okay. It's been awesome having you on the show.
It's been awesome too.
We hope we didn't ask any annoying questions.
And no, you didn't.
questions
That's
that-
the first question. Who are you?
Do you know who I am?
So thank you so much for joining us on the episode. Please do make sure that you follow Vikacha,
Yes,
because
please.
her page is really good, clean, funny, fun content.
Yeah,
You
it's
should-
a family page.
Yeah, it really is. So give her all the support. Thanks for coming to Royal Hood. And
Thank you so very much. This has been fun.
Yeah.
Like I have laughed.
Yeah.
Mambo Zababa.
Mambo Zababa.
Zababa,
Yeah,
mambo.
just
And,
waiting for the time you say it's now time to eat.
Oh yeah, no, the food is coming.
if there was a sound for cricket, it would be cued in
Food is
right there.
coming. Wafika part wa pamoja. Eh? How far is the catering company? Eh? How far?
We actually do this all the time.
We do this all the time.
We close with catering.
Oh,
there's a
Anyone who wants
buffet.
to sponsor, feel free to jump on. We need
It's a buffet. Yeah.
extra
But
support.
please follow Vikacha's content. She's doing great things. She's shaping comedy, how we see it, how we view it, and how it impacts your everyday life. This is important artistic work, and you need to immerse yourself in it. Thank you so very much. This
Thank
has
you
been fun.
too. And also follow Royal
Hood.
Hood
Yes.
podcast. I mean, great conversations
Yeah.
here. One of those
Catering
podcasts.
has
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
catering has
Oh,
come.
yeah.
We feed you here.
We feed people.
We feed you here.
Banana.
Yes.
It's a banana.
Malnourishment you shall not find.
We shall not. Thank you so much.
You need energy when dancing in those skits. We can't just leave you
so much.
to
We
go.
end with
We don't know where you're going.
Oh,
So-
maybe you people, you just want to see how I eat a banana.
Yeah. Let's
Okay. Okay.
Lazy.
banana.
Even the bananas refused.
Speedy, they're unbreakable. They cannot break. It's impossible.
It has refused. It knows.
Banana was so, come on. Oh no. It's
Bye. Well, this was great having you. Bye.
Please listen and listen good. Okay, okay.
But why involving other
No.
people? You and I have been dating.
Okay, but what makes you think you and I have been dating? Eh? What makes you think that way? You and I have never dated, and they will never date. You are not my type, Vikacha. You are not my type. Understand these things.
Why, Jado? So just like that, things are going to be done between you and I.
Listen, you and I have never dated. You've just been fellow Zambians. You understand? We can't go out together. Look. Just look at me and look at yourself. We don't do that. How else this is the market?
It's okay, why, Jado? I respect your decision.
A few moments later.
Agogo. You're welcome, Agogo. You know what, Agogo? Your granddaughter respects my decision, huh? But I respect you more. Oh. You're welcome, Agogo. Let's go, Mbuya. Let's go, Mbuya. Ambuya? In fact, Ambuya, you are welcome. If you at home, kuna kunyumba Masuke, if you at home.
We're